So today we're going to talk about percentages, and we're going to take those percentages and we're going to change them into decimals and decimals back to percents, and we're going to do fractions to percents and percents to fractions. And just so you know, that percent is this percent sign where you have a line and these two circles on either side of it, and it just means simply out of 100. Now I'm going to ask that on your note page that you draw a 4 square. Similar to, this is what it's going to look like, our final product, but we're going to view each square at a time. So let's go with our first square here. Now, you're always, and you might want to make a little note of this, always 100, meaning the denominator will be 100. So very simple. You would put 40 over 100, and it simplifies to 2/5. Here you have 75 over 100. You can divide both of those by 25, so that's 3/4. Now here you have a number, a percentage that's already over 100%, but it doesn't matter because your denominator is always going to be 100. Now when you have a numerator that's bigger than the denominator, that means you're going to have a mixed number. So 100 will go into 101 one time, and you will have 1 left over. That'll be your numerator, and of course your denominator will stay the same. So that is percentages to fractions. So now we want to go to fractions to percents. This one's a little more involved because you're going to have to find the decimal first. So if you recall in our lesson the other day, you have 5, the denominator on the outside, the numerator going on the inside with the decimal. So 5 will go into 40 8 times. So that's going to be 8/10. Okay, again, divide, make it a decimal. Numerator inside, denominator outside. Yes, you'll have to add a 0. So that's going to go 3 times. So that's 60. You're going to have to add another 0, of course. That will go 5. So those are your decimals. I forgot the percentages. So when you do that, you're going to have to move your percent sign or your decimal 2 places. So it's going to be 80%. Move it twice, 35%. Sorry, I forgot to do that earlier. Alrighty, so again, we're going to divide 8, numerator on the inside. So 8 will go into 70 8 times, that's 64. Add a 0, bring it down. That'll go 7 for 56. Add a 0. So that's going to go 45 times. So again, you're moving the decimal 2 places. So it's going to be 87.5%. Yes, you can have percentages. You can actually even have a fraction back there as well. Alrighty, percents to decimals, so easy. Now, you're going to have to move the decimal 2 place values. Always, 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 always. So even though you don't see your decimal, it's always going to be in the back, and you're just going to scoop it twice. So that's going to be 46 hundredths. Scoop it twice. Now, some people will write it that way, but because that 0 is in the back, you can just drop it off so it's 2/10. 2/10, 20 hundredths, same number. All right, scooping it twice. So that's just going to be a whole number 1. Scooping it twice. So that's going to be 1 and 23 hundredths. Now this one, whoo, that one always gets people. There's a decimal right there. Now, you're still going to start with that decimal, and you're still going to have to scoop it twice. So there's 1, 2. Yeah, you're going to have to add a 0 out front. Okay, so be careful with that one. That one tends to get people. That can be a little tricky. Alrighty, so to make decimals into percentages, again, you're gonna move 2 places. Now, I like to say that we're gonna move towards the percent sign because we're making percentages. Percentage signs always go in the back. So you're taking your decimal and you're moving it in that direction. So again, twice, gonna have to add a 0. So that's gonna be 50%. You've gotta put the percent sign. Scooping it twice, 25%. Scooping it twice, and that's going to be 45 6/10%. Alrighty, those are your quick notes on changing decimals to fractions. I'm sorry, percentages to fractions and decimals. Take care.